the one question we probably get asked the most is how the business came to be.
Yeah. I think that's the one that most people are interested in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people question mine and Lee's
Why?
relationship. Why? How did an estate agent and a joiner come together? A number of reasons, really. We were both on our own paths. I was in the very late stages of creating another firm with a very close friend of mine who was also very experienced in the property world. We were planning on a company to buy renovations, investment properties, trying to create a portfolio of lets, flips, holiday lets, that kind of thing. Tragically, we lost him, so that never came to fruition. But again, something similar that you experienced as well, wasn't it?
Hence, obviously, why you always see as well the CDL stuff on the shirts.
Yeah. Which was a loss of Charlie and the foundation that's been set up in his memory on suicide prevention and mental health awareness. So if you get a chance, cdlf.uk, go and have a look. Any donations are very welcome.
Well, I think the sort of time of year this coming out as well, it's probably quite important that, digress slightly, that if anybody is struggling around this time, jump on, onto the website or the socials. These guys are on hand all the time. They're doing a fantastic job. Obviously, Ollie's heavily involved with it. So, if anybody is struggling at this time, please get in touch. We can put anybody in the right direction and reach out.
Definitely.
So, obviously, again, talking on that, I was actually working for a guy for a number of years, probably just over 2 years. You initially put me in contact with him. Me and him became really close. I know you two are obviously really close as well because you're a property developer, so obviously he used to be heavily involved with you anyway. Obviously I put me in touch with him, I started working for him, and then after a few years he was pretty much to the point of making me a director of his business, so he could step back, start to enjoy the finer things in life, and we were, I'd probably say a matter of weeks, if anything else, of doing that. Sadly again, we lost him very quickly, lost Chris very quickly in a sudden sort of accident, really. So, as Ollie says, he was setting the thing up with Charlie. I set up the business on my own, just setting out to do smaller works, and obviously was going to do the renovation side of what these guys were taking on property-wise.
I think some of the initial conversations started at Charlie's funeral, sadly.
Probably.
We're probably 7 or 8 beers deep by that stage, but the whole business plan kind of came in a pub in York. But I think it's probably fair to say that a lot of how RBD initially started was off a legacy for both Chris and Charlie, and I think they're two guys that I respected and looked up to enormously, and I think we've said a few times that if they were still with us, we might have a slightly different business setup. We might be working together as a foursome rather than just the two of us left behind. But very much how the business came about was off two very similar career paths, or two development paths is probably the right words, and they were very quickly cut short. So call it fate, I don't know, or whatever you want to call it. It just seemed to be the right thing to do, and I'm sure they'll be looking down on us, proud of what we've done. So that's how it came about. Hopefully it answers a few questions to those who scratched their heads a little bit, but that's the how.
Just gives us to that, when you have the tough days in work and stuff like that, you look back and you think we sort of realise why we set it up, and just gives you a little bit more of a pride, I guess, as well. So